You say things cost too much, which is why you don't have a lot of things. You say it's because your family didn't have a lot, so they didn't have a lot to give you. You say it's because you had a lot, and then you blew it on strippers and jet skis. You say it's because you were doing pretty well, and then the pandemic began, work disappeared, you lost your health insurance, had to go on Cobra, which drains your savings, and there wasn't anyone to go to because we're all needing the dick over the last 2 years, so best you can do is online data entry to make up for it, and every now and then sell some spicy foot pics on OnlyFans. Well, come on down, because money's what you need. It's the cure to all that ails you, the secret to happiness. It's the key to good health, wealth, and schmelth. You don't know about schmelth? Of course you don't, peasant. That's the secret extra better wealth that only the wealthy know about, because they got money. Money! That clinking, clanking sound that makes the world go around. All right, Jack, get your hands off of my stack, because the best things in life are free, but you can re-gift those right back to the fucking bees, baby. Because it's always sunny in a rich man's world, and that's why you're working too hard for it. In this complex global socio-economical system that we're all still trying to figure out because math is hard, you need a medium of exchange, a unit of account, a fucking-viable record of accepted goods and services. That's the point system in this world we all dance around in if you want to play the game. The coins. Mario gave himself countless concussions just to snag on his way to save the princess, which cements that guy is the most attainable superhero in my book anyway, because he's absolutely on a die-hard rescue mission because his girlfriend was kidnapped by a punk dragon dictator, but bro stopped for change on the way. He is all of us. Everything from the epic wars that rock the land to the infighting in between members of the Tuesday Night Poker crew comes down to money. It's in all of us, even if it's not actually on any of us. And there's not much we can do about that. It's been around for over 3,000 years, science figures. Back in 600 BC, King Eleates of Lydia melted down some alloy called electrum into sassy little pogs with pictures on them to represent units of worth that could be exchanged for bigger goods because people were tired of carrying shit. And then wham, bam, shang-a-lang, you got money. That lean, mean green. That didn't happen until the Chinese started using paper money, by the way. And it was made from the bark of the mulberry tree. So yeah, at one point, money grew on fucking trees, okay? Sidebar, if you think it's rough now. You know that spot on the US dollar that says, "In God we trust"? Back in those days in China, in that same spot, it said, "Those who are counterfeiting will be decapitated." But that's what happens with new tech. You gotta go hard early on and then smooth it out later. That's a pro tip. Anyway, yada, 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 history happens, and we get to 2007, when the anonymous programming group or person, Satoshi Nakamoto, starts programming that would lead to Bitcoin. And we don't really know if it's one or a bunch of people, which should make you a little concerned. Because currently they own 750,000 to 1,100,000 Bitcoin, which makes them the 15th wealthiest whatever in the world, and you just need a ride home. Warning, the following contains math that I did for you, so you're welcome. What is a Bitcoin? That's a bit like asking the price on the menu. Because if it doesn't say, and you need to know, you cannot afford it. That is another pro tip. But basically, Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency, which is a digital form of the old stampy coins. Bitcoin is decentralized, which means it's not regulated by a country or anything, like the euro or a dollar or a Chuck E. Cheese token. So these Bitcoins are super great for anyone who wants to send money overseas. But the programmers will tell you that they're also awesome because they are not managed by banks. Instead, they are managed on a publicly distributed database called a blockchain by people called miners that get paid in Bitcoin to maintain and verify the transaction list of the original Bitcoin, which is basically a bank. But like I said, if you have to ask. Basically, the idea behind it is that since Bitcoins are free of third-party control, they use minimal human interaction, which makes them free from biases. They use less energy than banks to maintain them, and it's all done with numbers anonymously, which sounds nice, but here's the bitch. The only people who really understand Bitcoin are the ones that are using Bitcoin. It's like trying to trade action figures from a series you've never seen before. You just know that this one's worth something because you read about it. It's like banking was just going to Pawn Stars every day, but digitally and with way more math. Back in 2013, Bitcoin suddenly got super valuable in Bitcoin. So people who got on into this Pokemon of banking back in 2011, when Bitcoin was worth $1, suddenly had billions. That's not a joke, because the worth went up past $60,000 per Bitcoin. So imagine you bought like 500 Bitcoin, you see more math. So it seemed like all was amazing. Decentralized, completely protected currency, worth more than what you paid for. What could go wrong? Answer everything. Because yeah, you just made $1 million in Bitcoin, but that's just in Bitcoin. You gotta spend money. And if you can't spend it, you got $1 million of nothing. Ask anybody who lived through the Beanie Baby craze and they'll ask you for change. Also, because Bitcoin is only accessible by the person that owns it, if you forget your ID and password at login, you are literally fucked out of millions of possible dollars. And if you think that's just low risk, ask your dad what the Wi-Fi password is. Even worse, since Bitcoin is regulated by those miners and anonymous data, it is hard to trace, which makes it super easy for criminals on the black market to use. And in 2016, there was a huge hack of the cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex that lost them 30% of customer accounts and then more math. In the midst of all of this were two bandits, Heather Morgan and Ilya Dutch Liechtenstein, the Bitcoin Bonnie and crypto Clyde of online coinage, who managed to open all kinds of accounts post the 2016 hack all over the world while simultaneously funding, and this is true, Heather Morgan's rap career as her alter ego Razzle Khan, aka the Crocodile of Wall Street, aka the Waffle Queen of Korea, aka the Turkish Martha Stewart. 3 AKAs, so that's how the other half lives. With a website that must be seen to believe, and you can Google it later, but Google responsibly. Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. The DOJ raided the home of Ilya Dutch Liechtenstein and Heather Morgan in Manhattan and got access to 2,000 virtual currency addresses on their cloud device. They found a file called Personas, which contained fake names and IDs in Russian and the Ukraine, as well as 50 burner phones and a Ziploc bag labeled burner phones. So yeah, money cannot buy you everything. We know that. We've been to the suburbs. But right now, okay. Pardon me. We'll take this to the Texas Roadhouse. Right now, it is estimated they attempted to launder over $4.5 billion in cryptocurrency. But in time, it's going to be a lot more and worth a lot more, maybe, because right now, Bitcoin is the minesweeper for people who can afford a flight to Dubai. So who knows where this is going, but that's my point. We don't, we're poor. In time, cryptocurrency will be used more widely, but it's still the new hotness, and we all know how new tech can work out. You got to go hot right out the gate, so wait for it to smooth out later. That's a pro tip. So leave this one to the people who can afford it and worry about your rent. Move your refrigerators and color TVs and let them play their guitars on the MTV, because our money ain't for nothing. We got to work. But at least the math is easier. I love you. Good night.